Hey y'all, just waiting for y'all to get in here. We're gonna talk about voting because a lot of y'all pissed off that I said I wasn't voting. And Anna Martinez, yes, I'm saying your name, read me for filth, saying talking about all of these political videos I do, and you not voting. Like you have no right to be posting these videos. So, just kindly waiting for y'all to come in. Chat. Kindly just waiting for y'all to come in so we could talk about voting or not. Like I'll be a lot of you guys think I'll be trolling y'all in the community page when I talk about Candace Owens or when I say that Donald Trump destroyed Biden or when I talk about I'm not voting. Okay, to be honest with you guys, I didn't vote last election. I did not vote last election because I didn't like Hillary Clinton and I didn't like Donald Trump. And I have that right as an American citizen to say if I'm voting or not. Now, this election, some subscriber like Anna Martinez, yes, I'm saying your name, posted on my community page. Oh, you talking about Mitch McConnell and you talking about all of these politicians, but yet you're not voting. You don't have the right to be making these videos. And one of my subscribers checked her. So I like when you guys do that because sometimes I don't care. Like I don't care about what you guys say. I just laugh at it. I laughed at her comment. Like I literally balled up laughing. And so it is my right to say if I want to vote or not. It is my right to say if I want to vote for Trump. It is my right to say if I want to vote for Biden, or it is my right to say I'm not voting at all. Or an additional point, it is my right to say if I'm voting for a libertarian, George Jorson, whatever her name is, or like somebody else on the ballot, Kanye West, whoever. So it is my right, and it is your right as well to choose who I'm voting for. And I just hate that we are in a society where this wasn't like this before 2016. This became like this, in my opinion, when Trump came in office, where if you're for Trump or if you're for someone else, it creates more of a divide and it creates more of a hate. Like, I'm a free thinker. I like to think that I'm a free thinker, and I'm not going to base my views on what The View is saying or what Fox News is saying or what CNN is saying. I'm going to base my views on the policies that align with each candidate that tells me, hey, should I vote for this person or should I vote for that person? Now, what I dislike about the whole Trump campaign is that they're using the Abraham Accords as some type of caveat for saying, or some type of agenda for saying that you should vote for me for re-election. Okay, and I had one commenter who's been subscribed to me for a while. I'm a fan. He writes music and stuff. His name is Tess, and one of his pointers was like, he was like, I should put on my big boxers on and go vote for Trump. And he mentioned the Abraham Accords Middle Eastern deal. You guys, I don't understand. I don't think you guys know how crucial it is overseas in Palestine. I am first generation. My parents were born in Palestine overseas. They have limited water, limited electricity, limited food, limited education, limited goods. If you fall in love with somebody on the East Bank and you live on the West Bank, you cannot date that person because it is illegal, because you were born on one side and that other person was born on the other side. Now, have you tried to make that risk and tried to go overseas or over to the West Bank or have that other person go to the East Bank? You are risking your life and you are risking either A, murder, or B, being in prison for several years. So do not tell me that there is some type of deal, Middle Eastern deal, peace deal in Israel if you do not know what you're talking about, because you don't. You don't know what you're talking about at all whatsoever. I highly recommend you guys to watch Kim Everson. Kim Everson is a libertarian. She has a YouTube channel and she spoke about her experience going overseas to Palestine. She went to Palestine. And I highly suggest you guys watch that video throughout. And she was shocked because she didn't know the culture at all whatsoever. She didn't know what was going on. So she went overseas And when you go overseas, you can volunteer. You can either choose to go on the Israeli side, or you can choose to volunteer on the Palestine. So she decided to stick with the Palestinian territory and go volunteer over there as well, be a tourist to travel across the borderlines. And she has Jewish friends, right? And so when she was making the video, she basically said, you know what? I'm going to speak my truth, and I don't care if I lose friends, Jewish friends, or if I lose sponsorships or whatever. Because when you are telling the truth about what goes on overseas in that territory, you are seen as anti-Semitic. You know what anti-Semitism is when you discriminate or when you showcase violence against someone within Jewish descent. How is talking about Palestinian human rights anti-Semitic? That I would never understand. So I highly suggest when I get off here, you guys watch her. She has several videos. There's one video I watched, it was like an hour long, and I cried because like it's some true shit that goes on over there. And CNN just shows you war zones. They don't show you what's really going on over there. Like literally, they had a guy that literally died. I'm a fan of this YouTuber. His name's Fozy. I don't know if you guys watch him. Yusuf Arakat is his real name. He's a Palestinian YouTuber. He has millions of subscribers. His cousin lives in Palestine, and he was going to the East Bank, I believe. He was traveling across the borderlines. And when you travel across the borderlines, you are met with Israeli forces, right? And so I'm just trying to see if they nosy ass. You have to present some type of documentation saying that you have the right to cross overseas. So I think from what I read on the reports that he got in an accident, like he hit something, and then he went out in his car, just like what black people do here. He raised his hands up, saying like, raised his hands up, like basically surrendering himself to the Israeli forces, and they killed him. They shot him. Okay, so the things that black people go through here is the same thing that what Palestinians go through over there overseas. All right, but times 150. Okay, so it's horrible. It's bad, and I'm tired of people like Barry Wise, who's going to be on The View next week, is calling. If I speak my truth about what goes on over there, it's seen as anti-Semitic, like you're anti-Jew. No, I'm not anti-Jew. I want equal access. Inside the territory of Israel and outside the territory of Israel for Palestinians over there. Now, I'm an American citizen, so as long as I have my passport on me, I can travel all over. But that's not fair for someone who's born over there, who lived over there for all their lives. They're only entitled to being within the territory they were born in. They can't go and travel throughout the whole area, which is effed up and insane. So what I want Trump to do, instead of saying, oh, we made this peace deal, we made this happen, BS, it didn't happen. Now, if he did do that, despite this pandemic, despite everything that's going on, hell yeah, I'm gonna vote for his ass. Hell yeah, but it's based on lies. And you have his son-in-law, who looks like Lord Voldemort, who's basically the woman in the marriage. Ivanka's the man, and he's the woman, going overseas and making peace relations with Arab ministers, yet he has no degree in policy, no degree in politics, no degree in international diplomacy, but yet he's going overseas and making some type of business deal with the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin, going to the UAE, going to Saudi Arabia, all of these places, and he has no experience whatsoever. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? That's just highly crazy. But yet he owns 9,000 units in Baltimore. His management allegedly is threatening their tenants, derisiling their tenants, saying they need to pay rent, when the government in that area basically halted evictions because of the pandemic. But okay, so you have someone going overseas making peace deals, but yet he has a company in Baltimore and other areas, and you can't even take care of your apartments that are infested with mice and rodents and mold, but you trying to go overseas and make a decision based on other people's lives that you have no reason about, and have the audacity to go on CNN and talk to Christian On Report talking about, oh, if the Palestinians don't want to join forces, and that's up to them. You know, they had these several times they had occasions where a peace deal was in the making and they didn't want to do it. Well, that's because the peace deal is not really a peace. Ooh, I want to curse, but I'm not trying to get sensitive about you. That's because the peace deal is not a peace deal at all. It's not. It's BS. It's not. It's business. It's not a peace deal. You know. So it's kind of like how here, where there's 22 million people right now who are unemployed. You know, there's a high rate of evictions. I saw it, did this story in Houston, Texas. A lot of people are being evicted. And yet you have a turkey-looking ass man, Mitch McConnell, basically halting a stimulus deal because he is so focused on getting Amy Coney Barrett elected for a Supreme Court. They're so focused on getting a Republican elected into government. So for the next 30 years, they could do the same SHIT that they're doing now. So I think that's crazy, and that's insane that you have a man that you have to have no soul. I mean, you have to have no soul, no emotion to halt a stimulus check to people, and worry about Trump being reelected, and worry about a Supreme Court official. You know, that's crazy. It's highly insane. It's crazy, and I just hate the fact that there is this motive that the right is saying that this, and even Candace Owens, who I said I loved on my community page, who's calling this COVID thing a hoax. If, you know, you don't, like, I know people who died of COVID, you know, and when you are in a situation where you hear tapes, Bob Woodward tapes, and Donald Trump talking about COVID, and Donald Trump knowing that this COVID is more strenuous than the flu, but yet you hide it from people because you don't want to panic people. No, it's not that you don't want to panic people. It's that you panic yourself. Okay, you're not gonna panic me. Okay, I've been through Hurricane Katrina. All right, Hurricane Katrina was one of the worst hurricanes of my life. And I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I've never experienced that in Florida. Hurricane Katrina was insane. You think I'm gonna be scared of some type of COVID sickness? I had the swine flu. The swine flu was the worst sickness I had in my life. I was throwing up. My balls was hurting when I was throwing up, and it was hard, and I had to get a shot in my ass, and that shit hurt too. And I was in middle school. So you think I'm scared of something? You think we're scared as Americans from COVID? That's BS. You know how much stuff we as Americans go through. People who live in California, they go through earthquakes. People who live down south, they go through tornadoes and hurricanes. People who live in California go through wildfires. You think we're scared of some type of COVID? Is that your excuse for the reason why you halted the thing? And you have the audacity to say that you're being sarcastic? You're being sarcastic about injecting a disinfectant in your body? You weren't being sarcastic. You know how many times I watched that video to see if there was some type of sarcasm there? You know how many times I actually watched that video to see if he was actually being sarcastic? And he said that again. He said that again on a debate the other day, that he was being sarcastic. Dude, you are not being sarcastic. You are being for real. You are being serious, you know? And so the fact that they just said, we paid millions of dollars for people in the HBCUs. Oh, we've done opportunity zones. Those opportunity zones aren't for black people. Those opportunity zones are a tax break. That's what they are. They're not anything. It has nothing to do with African Americans whatsoever. And so when I did the video about 50 Cent endorsing Trump, I didn't even know it was going to go viral like that. I mean, I guess YouTube decided to recommend people who are Trump supporters, calling me all kinds of names and stuff. Here's the situation. I don't care if you come for me on my videos, but what you're not going to do, you're not going to come for commenters in my section who've been subscribing to me for a long time. Because I get people saying, Jordan, I'm being harassed by a number of people commenting on my posts, and they're saying bad things about me, you know, and my mentality is, well, you should take it because I'm the one putting myself out there doing these videos. I mean, I'm like several comments, but no, I have to realize some of you guys can't take it, and it's wrong if you're a Trump supporter or whatever to even condone yourself in a way to even harass somebody in my comment section. That's just stupid and insane and crazy. Like, do you not have a life? Like, are you stupid? Like, what's wrong with you? So I think it's crazy. And the reason why I said I'm not voting is because Biden called Linda Sarsour, who is a Puerto Rican, not Puerto Rican, she's a Palestinian American from New York, you know, an American citizen just like myself, and she speaks on Palestinian rights and Palestinian activism. You know what Biden team called her? They called her anti-Semitic. Biden said he's been pro-Israel throughout his whole career. That's what I'm saying. When you speak about a humanistic need, a humanistic right for somebody that we get here, that we take for granted, rights, a democracy. There's no democracy overseas. You're seen as anti-Semitic. Why do we call it anti-Semitism when it's not anti-Semitism? Why do we do that? I don't understand. I don't get it. So I highly recommend you guys, when you guys get off this live, to look up Kim Everson on YouTube. Type in Kim Everson, type in West Bank, or put in Gaza, Gaza. She went overseas. And when she went overseas, she crossed the borderlines. She bought her phone. She tried to take snippets of what's going on and things like that. The Israeli forces, they delete pictures, they delete video, they try to delete proof of what's really going on over there because they want to hide it. They don't want you guys to know the truth because what's over there is bad. You know, what they do to people is bad. What they do to Palestinians over there, the jail system for Palestinians is just like the incarceration here, United States for black people. It's just the same. They can't go to certain schools. They can't buy certain homes. They can't buy certain foods. They're limited to goods. They can't marry somebody outside of their territory because it's illegal. They're locked up for bad reasons. They're locked up on a crime, a low crime for long periods of time for bad reasons. You know, the jailing system is horrible as well. So it's just as bad as it down here. And so what pisses me off about this Abraham Accord deal is it's not a peace deal. You know how many times and how many presidents we went through trying to say there's going to be a peace deal and nothing came out of it. So for Trump to have the audacity to speak, and for Lord Voldemort, what's his name? Jared, and I got a video coming up. I got an exclusive coming out of his ass too. Jared Kushner, the woman in the relationship, Ivanka Trump is the man. He's the woman because it seemed like she run the SHIT. He's just a puppet, you know, because he married into nepotism. He married into the Trump trade. All right, saying that Palestinians should just take the deal. They should just take it. You know, they passed on so many deals throughout the year when it's really not even a deal. You know, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin, was going to annex a territory that's legally a part of Palestinians, but he didn't do it. He stopped it. And you know that in Palestine, there are settlements there that are occupied by Israel, which is illegal, which is against international law. You are coming into my territory and you are building settlements here, but yet I'm not allowed to travel outside of the West Bank, travel outside of Gaza, and, you know, go get me some fresh goods just because, but you are living here in my territory illegally? Like, isn't that crazy? Isn't that BS? So, I mean, and I know there's a whole bunch of other SHIT things that goes on in the world, from human trafficking to people like being homeless and so on and so forth, but I'm a product of this. Like I said, I'm Palestinian. My parents were born overseas. And even in the country Jordan, which is why my name is Jordan, from the country, they are limited on water as well. You know, they are limited, you know. So it's not like here in the United States of America, you can run your water bill gonna be high as hell. But, you know, you could run that water as long as you want, you know. And there are times where in certain areas in Palestine where you can only bathe 4 times a week because their water is extra limited, okay? Because it's the government over there, it's horrible. So I want you guys to see the truth. That's why I need people to open their mind, to stop looking at just like wherever you are, wherever state you are residing, and open your mind and consider traveling outside the area, and then you'll see some real SHIT and be like, you know what? I'm thankful for being an American. You know what? I may not like Trump, but at least we don't live under a dictatorship, like the Prime Minister of Israel, or like Gaddafi, or like former Saddam Hussein, or so on and so forth. You know what? You know, Trump may not be the best person, or George Bush may not be the best person, but at least I live in the United States of America under democracy. So Like, don't sit here and try to school me on some type of Abraham Accords, SHIT, just because you're a Trump supporter, because all of that is BS, all right? Because you're talking to someone that's a product of parents that are born overseas, all right? I'm first generation, so I think as a first generation, I know what I'm talking about, and I know what's really going on overseas, because what they're doing is just a talking point, and it's just an agenda to use to try to get reelected for the next 4 years, and it's BS. So I'm tired of it, and I know a lot of you guys commented. I can't really see the top comments. I'm sorry. I've been going on a tangent. Um, so I mean, it's just insane that you are you have, okay, Baltimore, and then you have Kim Klazic, running for Congress in Baltimore, but yet her master president's son-in-law has all thousands of homes in Baltimore, and they're the reason why that Baltimore is, and he's part of the reason why Baltimore is the way it is, infested, and the homes are full of mice, full of mold. Not all of them, but some of them. The management team is basically threatening to sue tenants if they can't pay their bills. Although that there was a halt on the eviction, so like what, and then Kim Klasic's Kim Klasic's husband got like 6 black baby mamas, and she talking about that, the black community is high in low education and low income, but yet her baby daddy got baby mamas, and and she was a former stripper allegedly. Her baby daddy's accountant and got a strip club. You know what I mean? So when I put when I put Joy Behar destroyed Kim Klazic, you know how many dislikes I got on that video? Go watch it right now. I got so many dislikes, and I don't care. I really don't care. I just thought it was hilarious. I thought the view was disrespectful to her. I don't care if she's a Republican or whatever. I thought Sonny Holston was disrespectful. I thought Joy Behar as well was disrespectful. Actually, the booking team sent her questions before she went on the show, telling her this is what happens. Before you go on the show, you are sent questions by the producer, telling you what questions are going to be asked. So what Joy Behar did was out of bounds, and what Sonny Holston did was out of bounds. And for them to even say that they respect the host, like every person, every guest on the show, is BS. I remember when Omarosa went on that show. Omarosa was highly disrespectful, and Sonia Holston went on Wendy Williams saying she was disrespectful to the staff and to the host and to Joy and everyone. But yet y'all gonna disrespect the woman Kim Klazic. I say give her a chance, because I watched her interview with, I believe his name Dave Rubin. He's like he's a gay conservative host on YouTube, and he does commentary on Fox News. And she goes, "I'm not a politician. I'm really just trying to help out Baltimore, because Baltimore has been under, well, she said Democrats. She's been under Democrats for a number of years, and they haven't done anything," which is true. Which is true stuff. True stuff. Like, Democratic Party is the racist party. Like, Lyndon B. Johnson was racist, right? And just for him to say that I'm going to pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and allow black people to vote just because, but yeah, at the same time, got a butler in his car, riding with him, calling him an N-word, saying, "Oh, you just an N-word. You're just this. You're just that. You don't mean anything." So I don't. I was a registered Democrat back then, just because, growing up you hear, "Oh, Republicans, they're all that. They just care about their money. They're rich, blah, 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 blah." I'm sure you guys can say the same as well. You just hear things. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to register Democrat. But now I'm not registered as anything. I'm actually at all. I'm none. I'm not even independent, which I'm going to change to independent. But I'm not registered as no political party affiliation whatsoever. So like, I don't care what side you lie on. If your policies meet my standards, then I'm good. With Biden, like I said, the reason why I don't like him is because his commentary about pro-Israel, against Linda Sarsour, who's a Palestinian activist in New York. So that's the reason why I don't like him. And the crime bill as well, 1994 crime bill, is also the reason why. Hold on. Also the reason why I don't like him. Sorry, I'm looking to see, because they knows it. Also the reason why I don't like him, because of that. And I know he said he made his mistakes, but like, dude, you've been in. Oh, another thing, Tara Reade. Tara Reade is someone that I believe, and I'm still standing with Tara Reade. The fact that ABC did not want to showcase a Tara Reade interview. You know what Tara Reade did? Tara Reade went to Australia and she did an interview at 60 Minutes talking about Biden. And she described Biden as a blue Trump. Okay. Biden, Tara Reade worked with Biden, and I did a video about this I did a video about this months ago, and YouTube basically demonetized it. Tara Reade was 27 years old, 27 years ago in 1993 when she worked under Biden, and Biden allegedly penetrated her. He put one of his knees, his left knee, and moved it to the left, and his right knee moved it to the right other leg, and he penetrated her with her hands. And she was 27 at the time, and he was like in his 50s. She wanted to be a senator just like Biden, and he allegedly penetrated her. And she tried to push him away, and then he basically told her, "You're nothing, like you're a nobody." And she didn't report it to the police. However, what's on record is her mother called Larry King live in 1993. I don't know Larry King, and her mother specifically said, "My daughter works for a politician, and I'm not going to say his name, but she was allegedly raped by a politician, and I don't know what to do." So it's on record. Look it up on YouTube. It's on record. Larry King. So this woman lost money. She lost homes. She lost friends. She lost credibility. And I believe her 100%, because you're not going to go through X, Y, and Z and ruin your life over some white master and lie about it. And there were some inconsistencies with her story. She told her mom, she told her friend, and her brother had some brief information about it as well. And Biden is not releasing the records. It's in a vault. He's not releasing it at all. He's not, So he denied it. Of course, Biden denied the story and said that he didn't do it, which is BS. So I'm gonna stop looking over there. They be nosy. So he denies it, but they won't release it. I forgot what vault it is in. I forgot because I did the story so long ago, but they won't release the information. So if I vote for Biden, I feel like I'm going to basically, I'm going to be against Tara Reade. And if I vote for Trump, I'm also thinking about the other allegations of him as well. I'm thinking about his talking points against saying that there is a peace deal in the Middle East when there's not a peace deal in the Middle East. So, if I do vote, it's going to be a third party. It's not going to be for either or. And whatever happens in the next election, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it, right? So, so I had a subscriber basically saying that you have all of these videos talking about politicians. You have no right to be making videos about politics because you said you're not going to vote. Her name's Anna Martinez in my community page. And I'm like, somebody checked her. Somebody of my subscribers checked her. And one of my commenters, Greg Bryant, was somebody that posted a comment on my 50 cents page endorsing Trump, and all these Trump supporters. Y'all, I didn't know the video was going to take off like that. So, like I said, don't a lot of these people that's been following me, they can't take criticism like I can take criticism. Like I've been trying to get in the media since I was like 18 years old, for a long time. I'm 27, so I can take whatever y'all throw at me. All that I welcome negative comments more than positive comments, because to me, I don't like when people kiss my ass. I don't like kissing ass either. So I welcome negative comments. I love it. I know that sounds weird, but I laugh at it. Like the comment with Anna Martinez, I laughed at it. To me, that's just hilarious. I find them hilarious. I find them funny. To me, when you are telling me how you really feel, I like that. I like that. That's why I like Wendy Williams, and I like another YouTuber on here, Tasha K. I like people that really are a realist. I don't like all of that fake essay. I don't like all that fake ish. I don't. So when y'all say bad stuff, even when the Trump supporters, they call me soy boy and all of that stuff, I find that hilarious and I laugh. And so when I did that 50 Cent video, I was like, why y'all surprised? He has his every right to say that he wants to endorse Trump because of the tax rates. Okay, I get that. He has every right. He writes, I don't care if Trump doesn't like black people, but I'm still going to vote for him. And then he recently said if Biden wins, he's going to move out the country. So he has his every right to basically say, I'm going to vote for Trump. And people who support him have their every right to say, you know what, you're canceled. I'm not going to support you because you're not aligning yourself with the supporters that you have that made you 50 Cent. So there's both ways. And a lot of these subscribers were like going at me, calling me soul boy and stupid. And they're like, F your masks. Oh, on here, buy a mask, teespring.com /stores /get JOA. Buy you a mask. Buy you a mask. I'm sorry, I didn't read my comments. It's always been a two-party system, always been one side or other, we need a third-party system. Kanye West. Kanye West is the waste of time. Kanye West, should I say this? Okay, so basically Azalea Banks, who's a rapper and who's known for her antics, very talented, but known for her antics than her talent, basically said Kanye West needs to come out the closet. Kanye West, you need to come out the closet, okay? You do. Like, Kanye West, in my opinion, is infatuated with Kim Kardashian. He doesn't love Kim Kardashian, okay? He's just infatuated with her beauty, and he wants to be around her because she's beautiful. Kanye West, to me, is bisexual, okay? Or gay. He's not like, that's just my opinion. I mean, it's been rumors. Even Wendy talked about it, like, for years with that Italian dude overseas, that fashion guy. Like, a lot of celebrities, they get down like that. I'm just saying, Diddy, allegedly, Usher, allegedly, a whole bunch of other people, Will Smith, allegedly, Dwayne Martin, allegedly. So, like, I say live in your truth, because I don't think he likes Kim like that. I can't picture him. I can't picture him going down on her in the bedroom. Like, I just can't. I know they got all them damn kids. I understand. But you ask me what I think about Kanye West. I think he's a waste of space. I think he's a waste of time. I think he needs to be put in a psych ward to get evaluated. And for him to even put himself on a ballot and he's not mentally there, like, go to hell, dude. Like, yeah, come out the closet. I've seen her on The View before and other shows of the same nature. She's weird, to say the least. Okay, Barry Wise. What I don't like Barry Wise is because Barry Wise plays the victim. Barry Wise, when she was in college, tried to get a Palestinian professor fired because she thought his views was what? Anti-Semitic. You know why? Because he's Palestinian, just like myself. So she garnished a group of other people, and they tried to get him fired. They tried to get the professor fired. So I'm glad. And guess what? She did the same thing at the New York Post. She quit the New York Post. She wrote this long resignation letter. Meghan McCain's husband, another nepotism baby, him, went on Fox News and talked about it with some other Fox News reporters. And she goes, oh, I was bullied and they said racial comments about me and they discriminated against me, so I quit. Guess what her bio page on Twitter say? I need a job. Yes, she need a job. And then she got the audacity to promote her book on Twitter when Nick Cannon was being canceled, because Nick Cannon was being called anti-Semitic. So Nick Cannon she tweeted Nick Cannon her book, and Nick Cannon retweeted it and read it, and she pinned it on her Twitter page. You know why she pinned it? Because she don't got a job. That's why. She played a victim so many times. Oh, stupid ass. She don't, I can't stand her. Like, she look like she stink. You know them girls that look like they stink? She look like she stink, So, and she's a centrist. She's not even a conservative. She's bisexual. She's a centrist. She's in the middle. I don't like her about it is because you don't try to get somebody fired because their views are different from you. You don't do that. You don't. And number two, stop playing a victim, dude. Like, anti-Semitic. I feel like anti-Semitism is coming to the U.S. It's all over Europe. Okay, that may be true, but when somebody want to talk about Palestinian human rights, you're just gonna say, oh, JOA, you're being anti-Semitic because you're talking about a humanistic need, a humanistic right that an average Palestinian, average human being needs over there. It's okay if they get SHOT, or if they get locked up, or if they can't marry their lover because they're out of bounds, out of territory, it's okay. That's not anti-Semitic. But once you talk about Jews, you're seen as anti-Semitic. And I'm going to even say this. What they're doing to Palestinians over there is equivalent to what Adolf Hitler did to Jews, okay? Because once Adolf Hitler did what he did, a lot of Jews, they migrated overseas to the Middle East. At that time, that was before they had the United Nations. The UN is consisted with so many other countries, the U.S., Great Britain is, I forgot all of them, but this was before the UN was even existed. And Great Britain was over. Great Britain started, in my opinion, and based on facts and research, Great Britain started the SHIT with the whole war between Palestinians and Israel. They started it. And once they realized that it was getting high in effect, they decided to let go and denounce themselves from that territory and go on their way to the UK and deal with UK relations. Great Britain is really the reason why it is the starting effect of the reason why what happened in 1947 when Israel became a state. And as times went on, Israel's occupied territories of Palestine, and now even occupying territories of Palestine, living in Palestinian settlements, which is illegal under international law. So Barry Watts can kiss my ass and go to hell. What's the next question? LL Cool J too, yeah, transgender, him too. LOL. A friend of mine, Dardo, wrote a book of the apply to Palestinians. Look her up. I'm gonna look her up. Hello, isn't worried about panicking in public. He was only worried about votes. Just got here, but I hope you're voting. It's to know what you mean by. Hi, Jordan from Pointless Go. I was one of the ones guy. Yeah, Greg, I was talking. That's why I was talking about you. Like I said, I am used to being attacked. Don't sit here and attack one of my commenters because their views are different from yours. Attack me. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care at all. I'm from the projects. I don't care, okay? And I've been doing this for a long time. I don't care if you attack me, but don't sit here. But if you feel like you're being attacked, just delete your comment, dude, or ma'am. Delete your comment, and then you won't no longer, and then re-comment something else. Like they won't see it afterward, So somebody get this man job. I got some water. I'm going on a diet, man. I stepped on that damn scale. You know what that said? 245 pounds. When I lost 80 pounds 2 years ago, I was at 230. 245 was the highest ever weight. You know why? Because I'm an emotional eater. A lot of people, they drink, they smoke, they do drugs. I eat. I binge eat. That's my problem. And I've gained all this damn weight, and I feel bloated as hell. And gaining all this weight makes me feel depressed, makes me feel tired. I did one of the videos I did like 2-3 videos ago, I did it on this phone. Somebody goes, "What's wrong with you?" They saw my face because I just seen depressed, and I wrote, "What you mean?" But I knew what they meant, So yeah, and as far as McCain, y'all, and her husband, let me tell you, I got an exclusive. I got information about Meghan McCain's husband, but I've been delaying on posting the video, okay? And it's juicy. When I tell you the video is juicy, it is juicy. And I want him, because he blocked me on Twitter. So is Meghan McCain. If I was Seth Meyers and a man attacks me on Twitter saying I gargled somebody's balls to get the host of a show and say all these homophobic claims, like, Seth Meyers better than me, because I would have tore his ass up on television. Like, you're not going to go on Twitter and saying I'm defending my wife. Literally. You know why he got mad? Because he got mad because Seth Meyers was defending Ilhan Omar, or AOC +3, what Trump likes to call it. And, Ilhan Omar is from Somalia, I believe, and she's Muslim as well. And this is what these white people hate, these right conservatives. They hate to see somebody that's Muslim, somebody that's brown, somebody that is a woman, someone that is highly educated to be a part of one of the most powerful positions in the world, to be a politician, to be a lawyer, to be a congressperson, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, AOC. They hate that. They don't want that. They don't want that as well. They had a nationalist go on Roland Martin talking about, he was uncomfortable that there were brown people in high elected jobs. He was very uncomfortable. So they hate that. These white right conservatives, they don't like seeing brown people, brown men, brown women in power. So basically why he went off on why Ben Dominic, that's how he says his name. Ben Dominic went off on Seth Meyers because he was defending Ilhan Omar because she made, I forgot, she made some type of anti-Semitic claims. I think she said somebody did 911, like somebody did it, which I think so too. In my opinion, I think somebody did. I think, come on now, somebody did 911, and she said some other things, whatever, and then Seth Meyers was basically saying, well, she apologized for her statements and blah, 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 blah. And then McCain says, what are you, her publicist? Next thing you know, Ben Dominic, old dumbass, went on Twitter and started calling Seth Meyers gay, talking about he gargled the executive's balls to get a show. All right, first of all, let me drag his ass. First of all, you are a college dropout, 24 years old, got a job at Washington Post, got fired because you are a plagiarism. And you know why he blocked me? Because he did an article on The View, or one of his team members. One of his team members did an article on The View, right? So I wrote, oh, look at Ben Dominic, the Federalist, aka the plagiarist, talking about his wifey on The View. Next thing you know, I get blocked. And then the next day, Meghan McCain blocked me because I guess her husband told her to block me because I guess, I don't know, she saw me on one of my videos. I mean, I got one of my videos got almost 200K views. So she watches YouTube. She watches YouTube, just like Wendy Williams watches. Wendy Williams actually watched the Booth video, the dressing, firing Booth, because in the video, she watched that because one of my next videos is talking about Donald Trump when he was released from Walter Reade Hospital, and he put his 2 thumbs up, and I was like, and I showed a video where he was lacking oxygen. Wendy mentioned on her show saying, oh, and don't put 2 thumbs up. She watches my channel. You know why she also watches my channel? Because she blocked one of the videos that I posted of her and Andy Cohen talking. She also blocked the video of me talking about how she knew the mistress, Sharina Hudson, in 2004, because they were partying in the same club with her husband. 2004, I believe it was OK Magazine released that information. Sharina Hudson, Wendy Williams, Kelvin Hunter was in the same club partying. So she knew. She met the mistress and she lied on Andy Cohen. That's why that video, she blocked that video. You can't see it on my YouTube page. And then she tried to take down the video of me when I wrote Wendy Williams addressed firing DJ Booth, because that video is almost at 200,000 views. And it's on one of the top pages. So that's another thing. Let's talk about, let me read, let's talk about, what do you think of Kanye West? I've seen her on The View, a friend of mine, and okay, I'm trying to read your comments. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. I was one of those, blah, blah, blah. He is a homo, like, bye, Green Bean, Fruit Loop, LA, Kuj, too. I don't subscribe to the back and forth, shut off notification. We all need to understand, commenting. Who looks like they're 60? Hey, Lionel, you are popping off. Yes, inside job. Okay, so, Ice Cube. For Chris Cuomo to make millions of dollars a year, millions of dollars, and have Ice Cube go on his show and say, oh, I have to cancel it because you are working for the Trump administration, So CNN, Ice Cube sent out a tweet saying basically that the higher people at CNN and Chris Cuomo Primetime basically banned them for a few months because he presented a platinum plan to the Trump administration. You know why he presented a platinum plan to the Trump administration? Because the Biden administration said wait until after election. Don't sit here and say, well, Jordan, Biden is not the president. Well, Biden got connections, okay? He got connections, all right? So don't sit here and tell me that Ice Cube is a sellout. You're not going to enjoy his movies and whatnot. So then, I guess, because then I sent out a tweet saying, hey, The View, and hey, Brian Theta, who is the executive producer, like one of the high producers of The View, have Ice Cube on because Chris Cuomo and CNN and all of them, they banned him from CNN because he presented a platinum plan, well, presented the not platinum plan, that's Trump's plan, the SWBA, the contract with Black America, to Trump administration, okay? Number one, Ice Cube never met Trump, okay, in his life. Within his career, he never met Trump. Number two, the person who sent that tweet her name is Katrina Pearson. Look her up. She done a video with Revolt TV. Revolt TV is owned by P. Diddy, allegedly gay stuff. No offense. P. Diddy and Candace, Tamika Mallory, who's like one of the people associated with Black Lives Matter. Katrina Pearson, Killer Mike, T.I., and some other 2 people that I don't really know. Or Candace Owens and some other guy that I don't really know his name. They all, they were talking about, like, the Black experience and how it could be vilified in America. So Katrina Pearson is a Trump advisor. She sent out that tweet saying haters gonna hate. Shout out to Ice Cube for I think she said working with the Trump administration. So that's when Chris Cuomo, making millions of dollars a year, didn't do his research and really listen to black people on Twitter. Black Twitter, because Black Twitter goes off. You listen to Black Twitter, right? Saying that, oh, Ice Cube's a sellout, he's working with Trump administration. So this proves to me that white people feel like, okay, and I know Chris Cuomo is Democrat and is left leaning, but he's still a white man, right? And he's still like in his 40s. 9 times out of 10, his parents and grandparents were racist as hell. 9 times out of 10. So in his mind, he's going to listen to the left, the black people on the left, right? Saying that Trump is working, saying that Ice Cube is working for the Trump administration without doing his research. Because I did my research and I did a video. Knowing before him, a person that makes millions of dollars a year on CNN to spool left-wing SHIT, saying that Ice Cube is working with the Trump administration. Then they invited him back on. Ice Cube said, "No, I'm presenting a plan because the Biden team didn't wanted to work with me after the re-election." Let me see. Biden is you know what I call Biden? Trump calls him a sleepy Joe. I call him a PR queen, public relations queen, because Biden knows that the racial disparity is high in Black America, and he knows within the 30 years of politics that without the black vote, you can't win the presidency. Okay, all right, and so he wants the black vote because he knows that he can't get elected. He don't care about black people. Why do you think he's calling Linda Sarsour, who I just talked about, Palestinian activists like me, like somebody that wants equal rights? Why do you think he called her anti-Semitic and said he's pro-Israel? Because he knows he can say that SHIT, he can say that stuff on Twitter, he can say that stuff in the media, and that won't ruin his votes. Because black people make more, they represent 13% of the population. Muslims make 1% of the population, so he knows that won't ruin his votes. And he knows y'all, African Americans, that will ruin his votes, right? Because he needs to vote. Otherwise, if he didn't need to vote, he don't care about black people. He don't. Let's just call it what it is. If you ain't black, you vote for Trump, you ain't black, okay? So don't sit here and tell me Biden cares about black people when he don't, okay? Please don't. Have you seen tonight's photo, Mr. McConnell? Okay, bye, Tiffany. So then I did a video on the Cuomo and the Ice Cube situation. That went on the first page on YouTube, basically under the CNN page. Then Don Lemon ugly ass went on Cuomo and talked about, oh, I talked to Oprah. We and Oprah was on the phone. There's more to the Ice Cube situation. I don't want to dog him because I met him. He's a nice guy. Like Don Lemon speaks for black people, okay? There's more to it. The reason why Ice Cube is presenting a plan with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is trying to attract African American men because black women don't like Donald Trump. So basically, he's saying black people are a monolith, okay? Don Lemon trying to keep that $1 million check every year. $7 million. He's trying to spool white hatred to his community because he wants to keep that $1 million check every year, okay? Oh, I go to my barber shop and I talk to my barbers and my barbers tell me that they don't like Trump. I go to my black barber shop. You know why he said black barber shop? Because I tweeted him 2 weeks ago and I go to a black barber shop and I was like, one of my black barbers like, so they were doing a story on, I think it was Black Lives Matter or whatever, and Don Lemon gonna talk about his fiance, because he's gay, his white fiance. When I tell you, I started laughing to the point where like my lining was like went psh, like. So he mentioned a barbershop commentary, and I know he saw my tweet because on Twitter, when you tweet something, like it shows you your engagement and it shows you who. Well, it don't tell you who clicked on it, but it tells you if somebody clicked on it. Don Lemon clicked that tweet. He saw my tweet, so he used that narrative with Cuomo. Oh, I talked to Oprah. Since when does Oprah speak for black people? Oprah don't speak for black people. Within her 20 years, her damn face was on a magazine, her own magazine, except for the last year. Before she retired the magazine, she put Breonna Taylor on that magazine, okay? Because I guess when you're older, like Wendy Williams, you start regretting the shit that you did, right? You start saying, okay, I'm about to die, okay? I need to fix myself and release all my sins. Let me put the person that looks like me on an Oprah magazine. Let me do that so it can show that I'm a representation of the black people. But yet I did this. I basically made Michael Jackson look bad in an interview. I made Russell Wilson look bad in an interview. I made R. Kelly, Gayle King, Oprah's puppet bad in an interview. But I won't do a story on Harvey Weinstein, a producer who allegedly penetrated. I'm saying penetrated because I don't know YouTube. Penetrated lots of women. Rose McGowan being one of them. And I'm a fan of Charmed. Charmed was my show, and it still is my show. And I feel bad for the woman. Like, I love Rose McGowan. Like, I love her. But I won't do a story on a white man. I won't do a story on Harvey Weinstein. I won't do a story on Woody Allen, who's dating allegedly his stepdaughter, his adopted daughter. And y'all got mad at me because I said, what's that man name that interviewed Sunny Holston about her book? Rowan Farrow. When I found out that his father was Woody Allen, my stomach turned like I was about to throw up. A lot of y'all was like, Jordan, you were out of line for saying that. His father is Frank Sinatra. His father is not Frank Sinatra. It hasn't been proven his father's Frank Sinatra, okay? It's not been proven. I guess his mama slept with two men at the same time. They didn't go to paternity court to find out the DNA test of who the true father is. So now it's either out of the two, okay? And I know the dude, him, Ronan Farrow, whatever the hell his name is, basically disowned Woody Allen. I get that, okay, but whatever. A lot of y'all got on me about that. So, okay, so basically, what was I saying? About Don Lemon. So yeah, so dude, you don't speak for black people, okay? Like, come on now. Oh, I talked to Oprah. Me and Oprah, we had a conversation on the phone. We had a conversation. How you doing? We had a conversation on the phone, but I'm not going to get into it. Like, there's people who use their platform for bad. So basically, Oprah saying Ice Cube is using his platform for bad. Okay, well, BITCH, why won't you use your platform for good? I know you're the OG in the talk show game. You're well respected, but I'm not going to kiss your ass and say that, you know, you're highfalutin. Like, you didn't know what Harvey Weinstein was doing to all of these females in the industry. Okay, like, in some ways, I don't blame Monique. Like, you're gonna have Monique's brother on a show who allegedly molested her, but you're not gonna tell her that you're gonna have her mom and her father on the show. Like, Oprah is not clean like she's perceived to be. Oprah is not clean like that. Like, and I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if y'all like her. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, Oprah. Like, I'm not like, I mean, it don't mean I don't like her, okay? Like, I like when she talks about the law of attraction and The Secret. And of course, when the law of attraction and The Secret came out, when this woman, I forgot her name, wrote the book and it became this international book, Oprah was like, oh, I knew about this since I was a child. I knew about this, about law of attraction. You know, she likes to take credit for stuff, okay? But, you know, I'm a fan, but at the same time, that doesn't mean I can't criticize it. So, okay, so I've done those two videos, right? The Don Lemon video with Cuomo, the Ice Cube video with Cuomo. Those two videos landed on the first page on YouTube. If you look that up and search on the first page. Next thing you know, I see a tweet from Ice Cube talking about family. Don't let all these educated fools tell black people what to do if they're Greeks in disguise. Okay, so then here I am. Who's the only person on YouTube that don't show their face? Who's the only person on YouTube that look Greek? Me, okay? First of all, I didn't tell black people what to do. I simply said black people aren't a monolith. Number one. Number two, I'm not Greek, okay? If you can read, which I hardly guess he can't because each time he speaks, he says, for a rapper, you would think that he would know how to formulate a sentence, but he can't, okay? So the fact that you're going to say I'm Greek, when obviously my bio on my Twitter page says Palestinian-American, like, learn to read, number one. Number two, I didn't tell black people what to do. I simply said black people aren't a monolith. There's black conservatives, there's black liberals, there's black moderates, and the fact that we are still in a society where we feel like black people should be in one lane. And if you're not in one lane on the left, you're called a sellout, is BS. And that comes with the black community too, because a lot of them do that. A lot of them do that. A lot of them say, if you vote for Trump, you are a sellout. If you vote for whatever, you are a sellout. No, just because they don't condone to your narrative, that doesn't mean they're a sellout. We don't live in a dictatorship. We don't live in a communist country. We live in a democracy. That's the beauty. That's the beautification of living in this country, that you can vote who you want to vote for, okay? This is why we have the Bill of Rights. This is why we have the freedom of speech, the First Amendment. And just because, look, here's the thing. I'm unapologetic. I'm unapologetic. Unapologetic. I don't. I can't speak either. Unapologetic. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and apologize to you guys if you guys disagree with me, because I can keep my subscribers, because I can make you guys buy something from a sponsorship deal that I'm promoting in the future. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be a polished YouTuber or a polished person on YouTube and say X, Y, and Z to appeal to my masses. If you want that, then go follow a reporter, okay? Go follow a news reporter, because I'm not a news reporter, okay? Go follow an Oprah. Go follow Tamron Hall. Follow Tamron Hall, okay? Because Tamron Hall is a polished talk show host. I love her, think she's beautiful, but follow her. She won't tell you who she's aligned with, but it's pretty obvious, you know. Go follow her. Or if you want someone that speaks the real, if you want to follow somebody where you can have a conversation, a respectful conversation, and agree to disagree with them respectfully without calling them a sellout, follow me. Follow a lovely T. This is why I love a lovely T, because she's like that as well. She keeps it real. She's not polished. She says what she says. She says what it means. And she means what she says. Okay. I'm not that person. I'm not a polished person. Okay. This is why I didn't become a news reporter. I'm not going to say, John Doe is laid to rest at the Prayer Tower Church of Christ. John Doe was shot on Tuesday. When he was sleeping, a bullet pierced through his wall and struck him as he slept. I don't talk that way, okay? Like, all right. So this is just who I am. This is me. This is what I do. This is what I am. And I'm not going to succumb myself to your narrative, so you can be here and subscribe. And if that's your narrative and that's the reason you for leaving, then you're not a true supporter. If me not voting, and you're going to say, oh, I'm not going to subscribe to you, I'm leaving. Bitch, bye, leave. Like, I don't care. You know, if I say I like Kindness Owen, I'm unsubscribed. You know how many subscribers I lost? I don't care. Oh, bye. But at the same time, they're still lurking on my channel, okay? Like, I don't care, dude. Right. Yeah, that's true. Nobody said black people can't vote for Trump, but it's very weird. So, like, I don't care. I really don't care what you think or how you think. This is my channel. This is my show. I built this show from the ground up myself. It took me 4 years to get to where I'm at. It's going to be 4 years by October 30th. I can say and do what I want to say and do. And I don't care what you think about it. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. You can leave. You can follow a polished person. If you like it, thank you so much. Welcome. But at the same time, I'm not going to succumb myself to a narrative of somebody else's. So, I came on here and I ranted. I hope this was interesting. You are popping off. Yeah, I'm popping off because I'm just like, I'm tired of being tired. No, I didn't see tonight's photo of Mitch McConnell. Looks bad. That man, when I look at Mitch McConnell, I want to throw up because that man need a facelift. And the fact that millions of Americans are unemployed, unemployment rate is sky high, people are being evicted, when really in Baltimore, for one, when there is a halt on eviction, and you have the audacity to say that I want to push back the stimulus deal because I want to focus on this white woman, Amy Coney Barrett, Amy Coon Barrett, I'm gonna call her that, Cocoon Barrett, and to be elected as a Supreme Court official, and you are telling Trump this allegedly after election, and literally, like, I kind of blame, and I feel bad, I apologize, Nancy Pelosi. I felt bad because when Nancy Pelosi was on CNN with Wolf Blitzer, and I was shocked, because CNN is notably Democratic, they're left, when Wolf Blitzer was like, Madame Pelosi, why won't you get with Trump and sign a deal? Pelosi was like, we lowered that deal extensively. And she was like, I don't care about that man. My reasoning not to work with that man and sign a deal is not because for him to use that as a talking point to be reelected. So it's more to that. It's more to it. It's Mitch McConnell as well. It's more to it. And so the thing what I don't like about this is they try to set the woman up. Nancy Pelosi was in San Francisco, and it's her fault. It's part of it's her fault because you are a congresswoman of San Francisco. You're a congresswoman of California. You should know the timings between when a beauty parlor should open and when they're not supposed to open. The day she went was it one day before the beauty parlor was going to open inside. Okay, because Nancy Pelosi was looking for somebody to do her hair, right? She didn't her hair, because her hair stay laid. Her hair is like look good all the time. The person who drew her hair wasn't there. So she basically called the beauty parlor, and the beauty parlor, the man who the hairdresser called the owner and saying, "Hey, Nancy Pelosi wants to have her hair done here in the shop." Okay, Nancy Pelosi's on camera without a mask, going into the beauty parlor without a mask, getting her hair laid. I don't know what females do, like when your hair is back without a mask. And the girl, her name's Erica Kaus, released that tape, went viral, went on Tucker Carlson, went on all the interviews talking about, oh, I didn't set her up, and this was all lies. I didn't do this to set her up, and blah 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 blah. BS, bullshit. Because I watched every single interview that she did, and she lied. Her story was inconsistent. Nancy Pelosi had been going to that parlor for many years. She went to that parlor several times. The woman said she never knew she went to the parlor before, which is a lie. Which is a lie. And she also said that she didn't know the timing, and she didn't know that Nancy Pelosi was getting her hair done by the hairstylist, which is also a lie, because the hairstylist got her permission to open up the beauty parlor. So she lied there as well. And the woman, Erica Kaus, also allegedly, according to reports, basically she went out of bounds with the mandate, snuck sometimes, opened her beauty parlor, did hair inside when it was illegal. And so for her to even try to seem like she's an angel with blonde hair, you know, the typical white blonde hair, like look like she got a plastic surgery, look like a whole mannequin, going on Tucker Carlson talking about, Tucker Carlson like, you don't look like a political person. How do you not look like a political person? Like, that doesn't make sense. How do you not, can you tell if somebody's not political just by looking at them? How, like, what, because she's blonde? Is that why you called her, like, she looks apolitical? Can someone please explain to me how you cannot look like a political person? So the woman had the audacity, GoFundMe needed a disclaimer. She had the audacity to make a GoFundMe page, and I think her GoFundMe got $100,000. GoFundMe needs a damn disclaimer on who they allow on that platform, because I'm tired of these people who don't deserve SHIT get money from GoFundMe when she was the culprit in this as well. And Nancy Pelosi known better for doing that too. So don't sit here talking about, I'm so, y'all still here? I'm sorry. Don't sit here and talk and say that you didn't know that the beauty parlor that Nancy Pelosi was getting her hair done when you're the one that approved it in the first place. All right. So that was a little much. What was a little much? So, y'all, look, here's the situation. Here's the deal, okay? I did a survey on like 200, I think 200 people replied to it about my masks, 3 different masks. I hired a person. I paid $30 to someone to do it, to make 3 different designs for me, okay? And I'm highly upset because out of 200 people, about 55% of people said they're going to purchase a mask. And only till this day, 5 people bought a mask. So if you haven't purchased a mask, I'd really appreciate it. If you do, if you go to the community page or you go to one of my videos or my pinned comments and click the link and actually purchase one, because it's not about the money. It's more about, I'm a man of my word. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And in addition to that, for every mask that you purchase, Teespring will donate $1 to children. To children needs fund. Children, you know, because a lot of schools are closed. People are virtual learning. A lot of people rely on that messed up food that they serve in the cafeteria because they can't afford normal food at home. So, like I said, I really appreciate it if you guys actually purchase a mask. Now, do y'all have any questions? I should have had my laptop on where I can put in the link, right? Like, wouldn't that be smart if I did that? Wouldn't that be smart if I had a laptop? So, if y'all have any questions while I do this, y'all have any questions? Any, hey, Chris, 1 second. This damn laptop. Sorry, y'all. A mess.com. There you go. So I also take super chats. Like I said, my super chats is activated. Hi, Jordan from Port Lucie, Florida. How are you doing? Which co-host do you mostly Okay, so by watching The View. Okay, so let's talk about Sunny Holston real quick. This is gonna sound harsh, but like I don't find Sunny Holston to be as smart as people think she is. I know she's a lawyer, a former federal prosecutor, and she actually wanted to be a journalist, but her parents were like, "No, you're going to be a lawyer, or you're going to be something where you can have a promising career," which is strange because lawyers don't have promising careers. Lawyers, a career in law is the same as a career in journalism. Like in journalism, it's kind of like being an actor or an actress. Like you got to send out resume tapes to get hired and so on and so forth. So I find it that it was weird for her parents to even tell her that. Yeah, she can get a job as like a law clerk or a paralegal or a legal secretary, but um, let's see. So in terms of the hosts, um, which host could you mostly agree with? I mean, I think Joy Behar probably. Like I like Joy Behar. I think she's hilarious. I think she's funny. Um, I think if she retires in June in 2022, I'm pasting the link from my masks. I pasted. I think if she retires, see the link is here in the chat. I think if she retires in 2022, the View is going to like suck. Um, the smartest person I think on the View was Nicole Wallace because Nicole Wallace actually worked for the McCain administration and she actually worked for the Bush administration, the son, and she got fired from the View. The View actually fired her because she was polished, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like she didn't know anything about pop culture. And how do you go on a show and say to viewers on national television and tell your co-hosts that you don't know anything about pop culture when the job description of being a host on the show is to have knowledge about politics and to have knowledge about pop culture. The woman did not even know. The woman didn't even know anything about Kim Kardashian. Who don't know Kim Kardashian? Okay, so the View fired her, and Trump. I did a video on this like 3-4 months ago. Trump said, "Oh, the View fired her because she was boring." That's what he said. He was like, "I might be wrong because now she has a show on MSNBC, and she's doing great on that show. Like she has her own show. I'm sure she's getting paid really well. I think that's in her lane as opposed to talking about like black media or pop culture and blah. I think just politics. I think she was the smartest in politics, like overall on that show. But my favorite is I like Joy Behar, and then I do like Meghan McCain as well. Like I know she blocked me on Twitter, and her husband blocked me on Twitter. But I like when she's on the show because she brings a different perspective, and I just like the debates, and I like when they argue, and I just like that. Um, so yeah, so but what I don't like is that Sherry Shepherd hasn't been on that show ever since Meghan McCain has been on the show because her and Meghan McCain they got in an argument. So it's been alleged that Meghan McCain was like, I don't want Sherry to be on the show anymore. And I think it's true. You know why I think it's true? Because when Sherry Shepherd was promoting, I think, a book or a movie she was in, she went on The Talk. The Talk is basically a replica of The View. The Talk is a low level show. I can't stand that show. Les Moonves and his Asian wife, Julie Chen. You know how many times that show won an Emmy? You know why that show won an Emmy? It's because Les Moonves' wife was the host, and Les Moonves was the president of CBS at the time. That show is an underdog show. That show don't get a lot of views. So the fact that they got so many Emmy awards is because of freaking husband and wife relations. That's it. And when those allegations came out, Julie Chen, she left that show. She left. She's like, I'm sticking with my husband. I'm sticking with my husband. The fact that Sherry Shepherd went on that show and not go on The View, a primetime show, makes me believe the reports about Meghan McCain banning her on that show because of their disagreement. I highly think that's the reason why. And I don't know why people haven't asked her that question when she appears on podcasts and stuff. I guess, I don't know, maybe she don't want to talk about it, but Meghan McCain, old Barbie head ass, probably is the reason why she hasn't been on the show. Oh, Jedediah is another person that I think is really smart and that I love. She also was fired on The View and The View didn't give her a reason as to why she was fired. I think she was fired because of that Hillary Clinton question. That was the reason why. I think she was fired because of that, and that proves that shows that. Why is my head look like it's deformed on the laptop? Does it? Do y'all see that? Does my head look deformed to y'all? Um, but yeah, so but it doesn't look deformed. My head looks deformed. But yeah, so like she didn't say she can't she was like I can't talk about it. I'm under like I guess she signed some NDA. On my YouTube channel, it looks like I'm deformed. But anyway, so yeah, so I actually like Jedediah. I actually like Jedediah Bill. But yeah, so I went on a rant, an hour and 10-minute rant. I didn't even think I was gonna be this energetic on here. I just like let me just come on here. I didn't plan it. I just came home from walking by the lake, and I was like, let me do a live and see what's happening because I've never done a live to where I'm almost at 20K subscribers. I've never done a live to where I had this amount of audience. So when I done a live in the past, I only had like up to 9 people on here. Now I had what maybe 30 at most, which I mean it's nothing, but I mean it's something, right? Um, so any other questions? I'm taking questions because I'm basically I am unless I missed something that I wanted to talk about. I didn't even plan it. I just went on a rant. Um, no, Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell was on the show twice. I think she quit the second time because of Whoopi. You know, but yeah, I like Rosie O'Donnell. I like her too. One of my subscribers, I don't know if he still watches. Well, one of my subscribers' friend was a hairstylist, and he did Rosie O'Donnell, and their story is different. They had a bad experience with her, and I told him to contact me, have him on the show. We could talk about it, but um, yeah, but based on what she said, and I have a respect for her because um, when her and Elizabeth Hasselbeck got into it, like she defended Middle Eastern. She was like, um, what she said. I think she said I don't want to say it because I don't want to be sensitive. But she said Iraq is an Al Qaeda, basically, or you know what I mean. She was like Iraq didn't attack us, Elizabeth, and they had that whole argument. That's like one of the most viral thing on the View. And the producers they petty as hell. The producers they're so petty that they put a divider so they can show each of their faces on screen and their reactions. They petty. They know what they're doing. The producers. So yeah. Um, but yeah, y'all. I really don't. Several times, several years back, I was an audience member for The View. I thought about going as an audience member. I mean, now I could probably do it because it's on Zoom. But I mean, yeah. I actually had one of my I don't want to call him a mentor, but one internship or freelance job I was doing, the guy who I was working with, and it's on the internet from the View page, I believe. He was on the View, but it was a web exclusive. It was for their YouTube channel. Um, he actually went on the View, I believe. This was probably like in 2015 or something. He worked for ABC, like a local affiliate, and he did a story on the View, and he went on the show. With Joy, it was Joy, I believe, Whoopi, maybe. I forgot, or Sherry. It was like during the time when Sherry Shepherd was there. Um, so yeah, and it's still on there. It's on YouTube. It's still on YouTube. So like he was on the panel and everything. But yeah, I think they need to have a talk show. I think they need to have a talk show with men and women or a talk show with men. I know they have it on Fox Soul, but Fox Soul is really like more of a app thing. It's not really like I know they have the show with Lisa Ray and Vivica Fox and Claudia Jordan and what's her name, Sylvester Johnson. And they have that show on YouTube on Fox Soul, and they have a men's show as well. But I want a panel show, like I want like a mixed show with women and men, or like maybe a show with someone that's transgender or gay and straight and whatever, just like a mixture of people with different like lifestyles. And I think Keke Palmer is gonna. I like I said, I think Keke Palmer is gonna be one of those people that create the show like that because she did tweet something on Twitter. Um, like Keke is a boss woman. So and I was like, pick me as one. Um, and that's another thing. Like as a Palestinian, as a Middle Eastern, like I feel like just me being Palestinian is going to be a reason. It's going to be harder for me to even make it because I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm not going to say, oh no, I'm Latino or whatever. Because there's no one in media that is Palestinian that's like a host or whatever. I know there's like a DJ Khaled, but he's in music and he's Palestinian, just like myself. The View needs to have men, women, and rotate. I mean, I don't think the View per se. I think they just need to have a show. Like, I know. What's his name? Mario Catone, the gay comedian. Like, he was supposed to. Him, I think he was supposed to. He was in talks of being on the View, like as a host, and then the other dude, Ross Matthews, was supposed to be in talks of being a host, like a male host on the View. But I mean, I didn't like. I think they need to have a new show. A new show because the View is doing really well. It's like number one in ratings in like 24 years. They never really received the type of ratings that they have. And I know y'all get mad at me when I say Meghan McCain is a star of the View. Y'all gotta realize, like a lot of these videos on YouTube, with Meghan McCain is has several views. Meghan McCain is the I ain't gonna give her credit, but she is the start of the reason why like I had like thousands of views. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Like the first video that went viral of me with Meg McCain was when it was her and Whoopi arguing. Not when she said, "Girl, please stop talking." It was the time when Whoopi had that white dreads, and I put that in a thumbnail. Whoopi and then Meg McCain. A lot of people clicked on that video, and I think they clicked on it because they were curious as to why Whoopi had white hair. That video got like 200,000 views. You know what I mean? So like Meghan McCain was like the starting point as to why like my channel grew. Like I'm just being honest with you guys. So, and a lot of times, like during when she first started, 2017, which was when she first started, like that's when the View started doing really well. Like the View is about to hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. The View had low subscribers on YouTube for many years, even on Twitter. So I do think Meghan McCain started the whole thing. Like the View knew what they were doing when they hired her. They absolutely knew. They knew Trump hated her father. They knew like she was the way she is, like loudmouth, bratty, whatever. So they knew what they was doing when they hired her on the show. So she's like the reason as to how my channel exploded. Like my channel used to get so many views on the View stuff, like literally last year, like November 2019, December 2019, and then I had that situation, with YouTube, so I stopped doing YouTube videos, and then like I went back on it August of 2019, and then I kind of like I was inconsistent, but I was posting, but not really. But now I've been posting every day since July 7th, 2020, and I've grown a lot. Thank you, God. I've grown a lot since July 7th. Between July 7th to now, I've probably gained 8,000 subscribers, which doesn't seem a lot to like a lot of big YouTubers, but to me, that's a lot of growth. This month alone, I almost made 3,000 subscribers, and the month is not even like finished. So, yeah, Ross Matthews had his own show called Hello Ross. Like to me, I love talk shows. Like when I used to intern at a news station, I would never get tired like sitting there watching a news anchor show. Like I just like it. Like I've always loved talk shows growing up. Music talk shows, like that was my outlet. Like I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I don't have any friends now. Music was always my outlet. Like pop culture was always my outlet. Politics really wasn't my thing until very recently. Maybe when Trump got elected. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I hated civics in school. Like they just, like if you don't apply what I'm learning in class to real life situations, like in politics, it's boring, or in history, it's boring. You know what I mean? They didn't really cover Middle Eastern cultures, like a very, very small subject, the Ottoman Empire. So all that was boring. So really, I just started recently, in the View, I guess pretty much elevated that interest. And me being interested in just started doing political videos, because I still don't even know where this channel is going. per se. Like I don't like I'm still I feel like I still need to find my voice. And me just being on this video today, I feel like I found a little bit of it because I went on a rant. Like I've always thought I was gonna be like a Wendy Williams or Charlemagne the God and just gossip and be like hateful and you know, like you know what I mean. But there's like I was like you know that's not really me. I don't know. Like I keep it real. Don't get me wrong. Like if I have somebody on this channel where I'm interviewing them, I'm gonna ask them a question that I feel like you're going to want to know. But at the same time, I want to talk about things that are purposeful as well. Like you know, like people not getting stimulus checks. Like you know, like the unemployment rate being low, like the number of people who died in COVID, like what's going on in the world. Like I want to talk about that as well. So I'm more of if I would have a talk show, it would be kind of like a Jimmy Fallon mixed with a Stephen Colbert type of show with music and politics. Because I'm a singer as well. I sing, you know. So I don't like to be put in a box. Don't put me in a box. Don't tell me, oh, why you stop talking about pop culture or why you talking about this and that. I don't want to be put in a box, you know. I don't want to just be seen as pop culture gossip on YouTuber or a political commentator on YouTuber. I want to be put in a box. I want to be, you know, just saying, you know, hey, I'm a YouTuber or hey, like, you know, I talk about things. That's it. Like, I don't want to be placed in a box. Like, I'm willing to have, like, a freaking, like, you know, when I get there, which I highly doubt. Like, when you, like, I'm open to a lot of things. Like, I would have a Wendy Williams on here. Then I would have, like, a freaking, I don't know, Rashida Tlaib or AOC on here, you know, and interview them. You see what I mean? Like, I don't want to be set in a certain box to a certain genre on you know, on YouTube or just with anything. Ross Matthews, but that was back in 2014, was about to be added as a co-host because Jenny, Sherry, and Whoopi were gonna speak with executives, and Sherry and Jenny were let go. Oh, we get my news from the View, from you and my View. How do you think Sarah is doing since she returned? Yeah, see, I watch her, my view, my opinion, and I don't want to talk badly because you know. But what my thing with her is that, and from watching her, she used to be like a news reporter as well. Because like I love the way she speaks. Is that you can't talk about Meghan McCain? You can, but in my opinion, you can't. You can't talk about Meghan McCain. You can't talk about the View, and then block people for putting out mean comments. I don't understand why people do that when they gossip. I mean, you have every right to do that, but when you gossip about like a show or when you do commentary on a show about a Meghan McCain or about whatever, you're going to expect people to call out Meghan McCain names in the comments. So why am I don't understand why people block people on YouTube. Like, why you delete comments? Like, that's what she do, you know, and I don't get that. And then she's polished. Like, okay, to me it's like she gossips, but at the same time, she don't want to be seen as a person that gossips. So it's kind of like, to me, that's fake. Like, to me, it's like when you want to be perceived a certain way on YouTube, when you cover gossip, but you make it positive, but you know it's going to get a lot of views, and you know people are going to comment bad things about Meghan McCain, and you want to censor it, but at the same time, you are talking about it, like you're gossiping about it. Like, let's call a spade, dude or lady. Like, but you know, so she's like, she's what I'm talking about. If you want polish, go watch her. You see what I mean? Or she's like a fake polish to me. Like, you know, like I rather a pariah on camera, a real person, the way they act on camera and off camera, than person who's fake as hell. Like, I like a Wendy Williams. That's why I like it's very hard for me to watch a video a long period of time. But I can sit on a Wendy Williams video and watch a Hot Topics for a long period of time because I find her entertaining, and I find her not as fake as these other hosts on TV, like a Ellen DeGeneres. You see what I mean? So yeah, how do you think Sarah is doing since she returned? I think she's doing well. Sarah has a YouTube channel as well, and I know she's seen my comment because I commented on her page. She only got 500 subscribers. It's like, hey, I would love to interview you, but I guess she don't want to. Because I talk about the View. Sonia Halston denied my interview because I have a video of her and Meghan McCain, and it has like 200,000 views. But yet she want to talk to Rowan Farrow and ET in Canada and all that. She want to do an interview. Okay, but at the same time, you want to sip your tea on the View when Meghan McCain gets a fight with Whoopi or Anna Navarro. See, she's another one. She's another one that I see as fake. Like, you can't pick and choose. You can't do that. You can't pick and choose like your position on stuff. You can't have a double whammy. Like it's either this or that. So um with Sarah, boring. Sarah, a like lovely woman. I can see myself kicking it with her, like being friends with her, but she's boring. I'm sorry. The woman is boring. Boring. Polished. Polished. She's boring. I'm sorry. I mean, I think I said this all the time on my channel. I think she belongs on an entertainment show like the Sarah Strahan and Kiki. I think she would do well on that. I don't think I think she's more entertaining on that than being on a show like The View or like doing politics. And she got a degree in government, so it's not like she don't know what she's talking about. But sometimes I feel like she doesn't know what she's talking about, but she does. Way better than Abby Huntsman, but I think she's boring. Like I find her boring, you know. I think she's boring. Um, how do you? I'm studying communications. I want to go into television too, but onto YouTube now. Okay, give me help you. How old are you, Chris? Because you're talking to the right person. Because, um, like I went to UNO, University of New Orleans. I graduated in 2016, and during that time when I was a sophomore, I interned at a news station because I thought I was going to be a news reporter. And a while back, after Hurricane Katrina, um, the major communications major got cut off because of due to funds. Like they cut that major. So I said, okay, I'm doing this internship, and if I like this internship, I'm going to transfer to Southeastern University, which is a university that Robin Roberts from Good Morning America went, and Sally Ann Roberts, who's her sister, is also like a legendary journalist here in New Orleans. So I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, whatsoever. So I stayed at my college that I was at, UNO, and then I majored in marketing. I was like, okay, let me just find something that's close to it. I didn't like news reporting. In the back of my mind, I love music. I thought I was going to be a radio DJ, to be honest with you. I was like, I want to be a radio DJ. Let me start in the promotions, the marketing department. So I majored in marketing. And then I was going to use that degree as a tool to get internships. Because nowadays, you can't get an internship if you're not in school because a lot of these companies want to avoid a lawsuit with like pay discrimination and like labor laws and stuff like that. So within like my last year of college, I focused on one station, iHeartMedia, and the person that was in charge of the internship program went to a higher market in Chicago and was given to like a lower level like radio personality than that person. And they kept saying the internship program was canceled, corporate canceled it, but the real reason was because the new person that was in charge of the program didn't know how to do it. So I was stuck. So I ended up graduating in 2016. Between 2016 and 2020, I've worked at a Taco Bell, I worked at a Sonic, I worked at a car wash. So I've been working menial jobs ever since then. Like a degree doesn't mean you're entitled to a job. I'm just letting you know. So like literally, people just been telling me over the years to do a YouTube channel, and this is not my first channel. I've had many channels before, um, but I've stopped other channels because when like people close to me like knew I had a channel, I kind of felt embarrassed, so I just stopped doing it. No one knows I have a channel. That's within 4 years of me doing this channel. Nobody in my family knows I have a channel because I've never even shared this channel on my social media. All of my viewerships come from organic marketing. All of my viewerships come from YouTube, from SEO, from YouTube, which is amazing. You know what I mean? That within 4 years that I can grow like that. And I recently just did Twitter, made a Twitter, and started like just recently, like literally within less than a year, started sharing on Twitter, which so like my advice to you is to start early. If you want to be a news reporter, like you said, 18, first year in college. I'm studying communications. I've got into TV too. So you want to be a TV host, like, because there's a difference between a host and a reporter and all of that. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, I would say do YouTube. I would say start with YouTube because nowadays, so within like 2016 and 2020, like let me say this, from 2016 to like 2019, I've been trying to get a job at a radio station, and like for each time, like I just get turned down and get turned down and get turned down. I've stopped like applying because YouTube is now the thing. Social media is now the thing. to get your voice out there. And it's like, radio is dying, and like TV is now like competing with television. And I can argue and say that TV's actually, like, social media, like YouTube, is 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 better than television, because a lot of these people who are trying to sign hosts and stuff, they're looking at YouTube. They're looking at people on YouTube, and seeing like their audience and how they speak and how their brand is. And like YouTube just provides a lot of opportunities to be a host, or to have brand deals, to have sponsorships, and so on and so forth. So I say do a YouTube channel. Like, you're 18 right now, and people have been telling me like do a YouTube channel. I'm like, nah, nah, nah. Like, although I had one before, but if I can do it all over again, and I was 18, I'm 27 now, I would say do a YouTube channel. Like, do a YouTube channel. Like, find your voice, establish subscribers, reach out to people for interviews. You know what I mean? So, and you can put that on your resume. Because nowadays it's like you can be a host without even going to college. Without, I mean, it was like that before, but in my opinion, it's much easier. With social media and being a YouTuber. Like, Lily Singh was a YouTuber, and she has a host on NBC now called Late Night with Lily. Tasha K, who I also watch, um, according to her, was offered several contract deals with production companies to be a host. Daytime Tea Time with Candace as well. I think she's doing hosting as well. She has a YouTube channel. So I think YouTube is. I say start a YouTube channel, because it helps. Like, it helps, especially if you want to be in front of the camera. Like, it. Like, a lot of people, they're scared of the camera. Like, they're awkward. I'm not awkward with the camera. I don't care. Like, I'm not scared of the camera. But a lot of people, they feel like it's very awkward and weird when they talk in front of the camera. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was news reporting and I done my stand up in front of the camera, I felt a little bit nervous because I wasn't being myself. Like, talking like a robot is not who I am, or reporting on a murder or whatever is not what I want to do. So I say start a YouTube channel. And for you to even watch The View when you're 18 and know all of this stuff on The View is interesting. I don't like reporting either. Be on a show with co-host or radio. I would like to have a show like Dick Cavett where you can have multiple. Is he a YouTuber, Dick Cavett? So you want to be a co-host? Like, you want to be a sidekick? See, I can't be a sidekick. I'm the main person. I don't know. That's me personally. But I say start a channel. Start a YouTube channel. And I'm still trying. I'm still growing. But I'm telling you what, like, YouTube pays way more than a radio gig. Just starting a radio gig even pays more than a DJ. Like, don't sleep on YouTube. I'm telling you, like, you can make good money if you're consistent with it. Like, the other day I was watching Tasha K. She was like, she grows 100K a month. I'm like, well, goddamn, shit. You know what I mean? Um, but you have to come with it with good intentions, not the money. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. Um, so so yeah, it's not about the money. You have to have good intentions with it. See, with this channel is 4 years old. I started talking about, pop culture or what's in the news. After doing that, I just got bored with it. So then I started doing reaction videos, which is still popular. People reacting to like artists on YouTube, like a Beyonce or whatever. And then I started doing weight loss. I went viral with weight loss. Got recognized in Walmart from somebody because they saw the weight loss video, and it's still on YouTube. It got like 400,000 views. And then I stopped doing that, and then I went back to doing pop culture, and then now politics. So this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. So this channel is 4 years old. You know what I mean? So had I stuck with what I was doing, and had I been consistent within 4 years, I would probably be bigger than I am now. But everybody's journey is different, so I'm cool with it. You know, I'm actually using my lights. I don't know if y'all like it, but I don't have no lights in my room or in my apartment. I'm using lights that I bought. So, it actually looks good. Hell, the money I paid for it, it better look good. um, in my phone, I'm using my phone, not an actual camera. I already have a YouTube, but I've only done one video. No, I would like to have a show with other people so I can have a sidekick or sidekicks in case anything would happen. What do you mean if anything would happen? Like if you don't know what to talk about, like literally right now, you can do a video on YouTube and do what I do. Like you can post a video on YouTube without even showing your face. Just do simply B-roll and use your voice. That's what I've been doing. Like literally for you know for all my videos, pretty much. You know what I mean? And it's not because I'm scared to show my face. It's because I don't have like I had a camera. Like I've done bought a camera, sent them back to Amazon, bought another camera, sent it back to Amazon. So now I'm like, that's why on my community page I was like, man, I need a tech person because I want a good I want a great camera, and I've never like fooled with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, so I really don't know much what I'm doing, or because I don't want to be rehearsed. I want it to be live. Well, this is live. This video is live. I didn't rehearse it. I don't know. It depends. Like people have different talents. Some people could come on camera and talk their ass off without having a script. I literally just came from the park. I was like, you know what? I'm about to do a live stream and talk what I want to talk about. Went on a rant. So, like I said, some people they need like sidekicks, whatever you call it, or co-hosts and stuff. But if you want to do a YouTube, that's going to be hard to do unless you have friends who have interests like your interests, or and that want to be like a host, or in your school that you can gather on and do it with them. But as far as like reaching out to people saying, hey, you want to be a co-host, it's gonna be hard. So you're gonna have to have people in your community to have common interests as you, and then maybe I could have a show. They do have people like that on the Scorpion show. That's one show I used to watch back in the day. The Scorpion show, the two black dudes. So yeah, that's something you can do, or like Diamond and Silk or something like that. Um, but yeah, I've actually thought about that in the past, having like a co-host. Um, but like nowadays, people are unreliable. I know I show up 80% of a job is showing up, and I am the 80%. So I don't have to. I don't like to rely on people. Like to me, I'm a leader. Like I don't need all of that of trying to find somebody. And I feel like I'm enough. My mouth is enough. I'm not happy where I'm at now in terms of like the quality and stuff. Like, but I'm getting there. It's been like 4 months since like I've been like almost 4 months, and I've grown a lot since. So like I'm getting there. So I'm being proud. I'm proud of that. I'm proud. Anybody else? I have 7 people in here. Have questions. Um, but yeah, I didn't expect to do a live stream. I was like, let me just come on and do a live stream, and see how it goes. But yeah, I went in. A lot of people left. I have 7 people on here. Um, or I don't want to be rehearsed. You can get a teleprompter. You can do a live with a teleprompter and practice with a teleprompter. Um, yeah, I do that too. I watch that as well sometimes. What's his name? Dylan. Yeah, I watch the compilations too. They're funny. They're funny as hell. Um, but yeah, so like I felt like that tweet from Ice Cube was towards me, and I was like, "What? I defended you. What the hell?" Like man, I defended you for you to even come on Twitter and say that is crazy. But like I said, in the future, my plan is to do these live streams, but it's gonna be better quality. It's like I'm gonna have a camera, and I'm gonna have people come on. Like you could be one of those people, Chris. Like someone come on camera or just on audio, and we could do a show where I ask questions about topics and stuff. Like I've always wanted to do that, and I can't wait. Or I could have a guest on that I'm interviewing, which I plan on doing in the future, and we can make it interesting that way. Um, so yeah, I have stuff in the works that I'm thinking about that I really want to do to make this channel interesting and to make me grow more. It's gonna happen. Like I just need to be a little bit more motivated. I've been trying because I've been on hotspot, like using hotspot Wi-Fi ever since I've been living here, because like in the beginning with COVID being on a high here in New Orleans, they didn't want to come in my place and put an outlet in. So I've been paying $20 a week for a hotspot, and so I've been trying to like get Wi-Fi, like some good ass Wi-Fi, strong Wi-Fi. So then when I stream, it won't buffer. Hopefully, and then because Wi-Fi sometimes it buffers and stuff. So I've been trying to do that, and I'm trying to find. I need to find somebody who's experienced with video production, because I don't want to buy a camera and then return it again. And I know it doesn't really matter what camera you have because I'm using my phone, and the quality. I think the quality here looks nice. Don't you think? Like this quality here. I think it looks nice with the lights. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, so I have like lights and I have a light behind me. So I think it looks nice. But like I said, I'm using my phone. So and I don't want to use my phone. I'm using a smartphone, but still. Um so like I probably want to get another light and then I want to get the camera and maybe put something on the background. I don't know, but I really don't even need a background because I think the light is enough in the back. Because it's the focus supposed to be on me, not what's in the back. So, you know, but like I said, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna put it out. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna grow even more. Um, Sometimes I feel like I don't even want to post a video, but I post. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't feel like I want to post a video. But anyways, this was fun. If y'all don't have any other questions, then I'm gonna log off because I have 6 people on here. Do y'all have any questions or anything before I leave? Any other questions about me, about a certain topic that it covered? Do you believe in astrology? Uh, so like, I feel like for astrology, I feel like every sign, every description of every sign is like very general that anyone can relate to every sign. That's just how I feel. Um, but at the same time, interesting story. I was at a Barnes and Nobles. Like I used to go to Barnes and Nobles a lot when this pandemic wasn't here, and they had a group of people that would sit like around the table, and they would talk about retrograde. They would talk about astrology, and they would quiz one another, whatever. So and they had this older woman, like probably in her like late 60s, and I was like, "Hello, how are you?" And I was like, "I see you guys are talking about astrology." And she's like, "Oh yeah, we come here every Thursday. You want to join us?" And I'm like, She's like, "What's your sign?" I was like, "Well, I'm a Scorpio." And all of a sudden, she started telling stuff about me and stuff. I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm like that. Like, I have great intuition, which is the reason why I don't have friends and I don't trust people." So like, I do feel like the qualities in the Scorpio does align with myself. At the same time, I feel like maybe stuff from like a Pisces or Aries or a Sagittarius aligns with me as well. But yeah, I do believe in that. I do. You know, I do believe in astrology, but um, at the same time, it's very general. Like I can relate to other signs as well. So, but yeah. All right. So, y'all, I've been planning on going on this weight loss again. I don't know why I let myself go. I lost 80 pounds in 6 months, and within like 2 years, I gained it all back plus 15 more pounds. So literally, dude, I gained like 95 pounds. Another human, and I know I don't look like it, but it's all in my stomach. That's where it all goes in my stomach. So, damn, like 245 pounds. I never weighed 245 pounds in my life. And I've always told myself this. I always told myself I don't want to lose weight. I want to gain muscle, but I don't like, I gotta find a gym and all of that BS. So like, okay, so I don't know. So we could talk about Sunny Holston, like since I still got people on here. So like I did a video about how Sunny Holston was called like Low Rent by Barbara Fredita, and that ABC wanted to censor. ABC wanted to censor Sunny Holston from her book. Sunny Holston has a book called I Am These Truths. And in that book, she wrote about Barbara Fredita calling her low rent. And Barbara Fredita was a senior executive at ABC. And you know what that job description is? She was the person that gives you a raise, a person that gives you a promotion. And for someone to have this racial disease, about people of color, about black women. To me, it's just crazy. It's insane. And there were another allegations before her, before Robin Robertson, before Sunny Hostin, back in the day with another commentator on ABC, I believe, but they didn't do anything about it. So what really pissed me off about ABC is the fact that they talk about Black Lives Matter, the fact that they talk about racial injustice, and they report on these stories, and they like to have their brand to be perceived as positive and to perceived as, you know, everybody has the right to be who they are, but yet they want to censor someone that's a major factor in their company, because Sunny Hostin's not only a host of The View, she's also a legal correspondent for ABC. So Sonny Hostin actually didn't believe about the censorship until a reporter, Yashar Ali, who used to work for, I believe, the Clinton administration, but now he's switched realms. But now he's more of a journalist, and he's very popular on Twitter. And he investigated The View behind the scenes. I actually emailed him. I wanted to have him on the show so he can talk about it. He investigated this for like 6 months about Barbara Fadida. And he called Sunny Hostin, and he told Sunny Hostin, the reports are true. Barbara Fadida did call you low rent. So that's when Sunny Hostin went on The View with the face and, you know, like was sad about it. And Whoopi Goldberg, I called her Democratic establishment, you know, said, well, I know Barbara Fadida, blah, 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 these aren't true. That's when it was under investigations. Then I did another video, and Whoopi was like, yeah, well, she's been fired. Like, they let her go. So, and I didn't know this. Like, Sonny Hostin is the only host on The View that didn't receive an introduction, like, as a host. And I never even realized that. She also has a third floor styling room, but yet Meghan McCain has a styling room, and the other host has a styling room closer to the hosting table of The View, which is effed up. Her pay is lower than Meghan McCain. Meghan McCain's claim to fame is through her father, John McCain. Okay, like, you can't go from blogger. She was a blogger for the Daily Beast. She's no different than what I do. Blogger from Daily Beast. You can't go from a blogger to working for Fox News, to working for MSNBC, and then to working to The View, you know, unless you know somebody, or unless you're affiliated with a father who's like one of the famous people in the world, John McCain. So for her to even get $1 million a year, Sonny Hostin makes way less than that, and Meghan McCain claimed to fame is to her father, and she only have an art history degree. It's crazy. Sonny Hostin has a journalism degree. Sonny Hostin has a law degree from Notre Dame. So I don't understand why she's being paid less than Meghan McCain, which to me is like mind-boggling. Sonny Hostin been with ABC for a very, very long time, before The View. She was on World News Now. I used to watch her before she became known on The View. So she's been with ABC for a very long time. She co-hosts with an anchor that used to be an anchor here in New Orleans. So, like, the fact that they gave her, the fact that they are, they determine her pay rate based on her race and not her experience or credentials is crazy. And the fact that Meghan McCain's making more, like, are you serious? So I felt bad for the woman. I really did. I felt bad, and but at the same time, I respected the woman as well, because I watched numerous interviews. She goes, I don't care. So I was like, I don't care, like, if they fired me. Like, I didn't, like, she expected to be fired when she came out with that story. But I lost respect for ABC because they tried to censor the woman, and they only made it worse. ABC only made it worse. You are late. ABC only made it worse by censoring her. I didn't plan this, Tony. I just came on 2 hours ago. Only made it worse by censoring her from that book, because I'm talking about it. Ishar talked about it, who has like almost 700,000 followers on YouTube. E-Team Canada talked about it. Like, all of these mainstream channels talked about it. So we know what you did, ABC. Like, you only made it worse. You should have let the woman have it in the book. We know Barbara Fadida's a racist, bitch. And to me, that's crazy that this woman, who determines what your pay rate is going to be, and is in charge of that, that's a racist. And not only was she in charge of that, she also went to Aaron Navarro's wedding. You know, Sonny Hostin's Afro-Latina. Aaron Navarro's Latina. And Barbara Fadida was right there in the photo. I showed you a picture of that in my video. She was right there in the photo with her arms around Sonny Hostin, like in the picture. This is why I don't believe, and I know this sounds negative, I don't believe in messing with coworkers. I don't believe in befriending coworkers, because at the end of the day, You got some of the coworkers that really don't like you. They just want to be around you. They don't, their motives aren't good. And I'm glad that for every holiday I can use the excuse, I don't celebrate Christmas. Oh, I was born in a Muslim household. I don't celebrate Christmas. I can't go to the party. Oh, I can't participate in the Secret Santa. I don't celebrate Christmas. Which, I mean, I don't claim myself as a Muslim because I don't practice the religion. I'm a realist. I'm more spiritual, but I can still use it because it's a habitual thing for me not to celebrate Christmas. Although I love the holiday, love the holidays, love them, but I didn't have a tree growing up, didn't have presents growing up like y'all did, didn't have the whole Santa thing growing up. So I stand by what I stand by saying I'm trying to drink my water. By saying I don't celebrate Christmas. Point blank in the period. And Barbara was on the show in January when Abby Huntsman Eater announced she was leaving. Who? Barbara Walters was not on the show. Barbara Walters got dementia. I feel bad for the woman. She can't even remember stuff. They locked that woman up in her house. Ugh, sorry, y'all. Oh, yeah, Barbara Fadita. Yeah, she's been there for a long time. Yeah, so when I was doing that story, I actually went on the video of Abby Huntsman when she was talking about her leaving the View, and I was trying to find Barbara Fadita's face because I remember her face. I don't know why I just couldn't find it that day, but Huntsman was getting paid more than Sunny Holson. Abby Huntsman was the worst host of the View, the worst host. The worst. She only got that job because of Meg McCain. They hired a hosting coach because the executive said that she had no substance and she couldn't relate to the audience because she sounded like a damn news reporter. I mean, I watched her on Fox and I was actually impressed that she can actually do a show. I was impressed that she can actually interview somebody and actually conduct herself in a show. I was like, okay, I didn't know Abby can do this. Yeah, but she belongs. And look, when I actually did a first video on her, I saved one of the pictures of her, like in my thumbnail. I called her news reporter. And I knew she wasn't gonna last. Like I knew she wasn't gonna last at all whatsoever. Um and Megan McCain and her actually had a fight, like backstage. And Megan McCain even said this on Andy Cohen. Like, why they had a fight? Megan was like, yeah, we had a fight with the Valley Girl voice. We had a fight. We had a fight. Because Abby was more likable, more likable than Megan McCain. But at the same time, boring as hell. Let's leave politics out the story. Politics aside, she says the same thing on every show. Politics aside, AOC, 10% worse than garbage. Politics aside. Politics aside. Um, Sherry Shepherd, and I said this, and a lot of people in the comments was like, "You down bad for saying this," but Sherry Shepherd was dumb as a box of rocks. Even Barbara Walters told Sherry Shepherd, "You need to open a book," because she didn't know. She didn't know what she was talking about. Like even Sherry was like, she would beg Barbara. She was like, "Barbara, let's talk about Kim Kardashian. Let's talk about pop culture." Um, and Sherry was like, Barbara was like, "Sherry, just open a book." I remember the episode when Cheryl was like, "Yeah, the Earth is flat." Megan did make the show interesting. I haven't been watching the View as much. I mean, I watched some of the episodes that I missed today on YouTube, but I haven't really been watching it. Because it's gotten boring, a little bit boring. I mean, I like Anna Navarro, but I want Megan McCain on. You see what I mean? Like I want Megan McCain on the show. But yeah, Tony, you missed a lot. I was going in the beginning. I was going in like I went in on Ice Cube. I went in on Don Lemon. I went in on Ben Dominic. I went in on Megan McCain. I went in on Trump, I went in on Biden, I went on the supposed peace deal, I went on the commenters on my page, I went on everybody that I can think of. Um, they should have a flashback Friday with former host. Nah, I don't really care about that. Um, but yeah, so like, oh no, like I'm hoping Tamron Hall show does really well, and I hope she lasts longer than like a Katie Couric. Because I always say this, I personally feel like a news reporter or like a news reporter or a news anchor or whatever you want to call it. I personally feel like, and this is gonna sound horrible, but I personally don't like when they have talk shows because they don't last. Anderson Cooper didn't last. Vieira didn't last. Who else? Katie Couric didn't last. So I'm hoping Tamron Hall lasts. You know, and I know she's an anchor. I know she doesn't want to appear gossipy or on the tabloids. But she has Nene Leakes or Jeannie Mai or Andrew Gillum on the show talking about his, his scandal and everything. But I'm hoping, like, I like to see people of color and black women or black whatever, black men, people of color, see them win. I know she's been renewed for season 3, but like I said, that doesn't mean she's gonna be on for like a season 7 or 8. So I'm hoping that they last because NBC did her wrong, and I did a video about this like when I started doing YouTube videos. Like NBC did her wrong. NBC hired Megan Kelly, old mannequin looking self, and got rid of Tamron Hall. Like Tamron Hall and Al Roker had their own time slot, so they got rid of Tamron Hall. Al Roker stayed on to do the weather. Hired Megan Kelly, gave Megan Kelly and the ratings were low as hell, lower than Tamron Hall and Al Roker's show. And the fact that NBC fired her, they fired her not because of what she said about the blackface thing about Halloween. They fired her because they were giving her all this damn money, and she's not pulling in them ratings with advertisers, you know. They didn't fire her because the reports said they fired her because of the blackface, because she got in trouble for saying, and to me that wasn't even a racist thing she said. She was just like, yeah, well, people on Halloween, they, back in the day, it used to be normal for someone to dress like in black, like face or whatever. And to me, I didn't find what she said offensive. But now we live in different times, so that was the reasoning for her getting axed from the show. But the true reason was because NBC was paying her $69 million for 3 years under that contract, and she wasn't pulling the ratings in. Tamron Hall and Al Roker were doing better ratings than her. So yeah, I don't know what made NBC think Megyn Kelly would be a good fit. Maybe because with her and Trump, their debacle when she moderated the debate in 2016 or 2015 going into 2016, when she was on the rise. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why they put in that gamble on her, because she was a rising star. But at the same time, I'm like, they made a wrong move. So Tamron Hall went through a lot. That's why I want to see her win. Kind of like how Ann Curry went through a lot. And now Matt Coward, I'm gonna call him Matt Coward instead of Matt Lauer. I said it on accident, but Matt Coward sounds good. Matt Coward, now his ass ruined his credibility, ruined his career from all those allegations about what he did to those women. So karma to me, I'm a high believer. You ask if I'm a believer in astrology, I'm a high believer in karma. Like, you reap what you sow, what you put out is what you get back. It may not be today, it may not be in tomorrow, may not be in 2 years, may not be in 5 years, but it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Matt Lauer got it, Wendy Williams got it. So it is what it is. That's why at the end of the day, I know a lot of people, they want to see numbers, they want to see ratings, they want to get the first interview or talk about the first story. I'm not going to lie, sometimes I want to be the first person to put out a story that I see on the news because I know it's going to trend. But at the end of the day, you have to consider your moral character, your integrity over numbers. Like Monique said on the Steve Harvey show, the integrity game comes before the money game. And Steve Harvey did not like when she said that, because Steve Harvey is what Monique called him. And I'm not going to say what she called him on Instagram because I'm not black. But, he's the person that's in the house versus the person in the farmer's field. You know what I mean? So look what happened to Steve Harvey. Lost 2 shows. NBC, again, fired him on 2 shows. His talk show and fired him on Little Big Shots with the little talented kids he hosted. Melissa McCarthy hosts that show, and now Kelly Clarkson hosts his time slot. And I know he mad as hell, and he was mad because NBC, they let the man go without even telling him in a meeting. They let him go. The way he found out was how you and I found out through the blogs. So, like I said, karma's real. Karma's real, and it wasn't long after the fact when Monique was on that show that he got fired from his talk show. It wasn't that long. It's probably like a month or two when he told Monique, "Oh, your husband can't be black out here. He can't flex the way he want to flex." Well, guess what? NBC flexed on your ass and they fired you. You know what I mean? So I know people always tell me that, telling like I knew a lot. I mean, I just be reading stuff. I know I have some videos that I've wanted to put out. Well, yeah, when Sarah Haynes got fired from Sarah Stern and Kiki, I knew she was going to be on the View, and then literally I reported that in July, and Variety and all of them going to report that like 3 months later. I'm like, I already talked about this. Like, I already knew about like a lot of these bloggers on like YouTube and stuff. Like nowadays, they're getting more. They're getting the stories first than these TV people. Like Wendy Williams be so late on her stories. Like something wrong with the chick. Hold on, I gotta get my charger. Something wrong with Wendy Williams, y'all. Well, let me say this. Something has always been wrong with Wendy Williams, okay? Since like 2010, all right? Like, I don't know why y'all keep saying she looks off. The woman has been off for like several years. The woman is making what? 15 million a year. Can't even host her own show. Can't even tell a story. Can't formulate a sentence. Give me talk about Wendy. This I need to go in on Wendy. And I love Wendy, but everybody's fair game, you know? So let me talk about Wendy real quick. Oh shit, wrong light. Sorry, y'all. Let me talk about Wendy. You see how the light changed? I meant to unplug something else. Crap. Sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I'm a one-man show. Oh, y'all seen everything. Oh. All right. Oh, let me talk about. Yeah, so let me talk about Wendy. All right. Wendy has been off since like forever. Wendy has been off since she found out that her man was messing with Sharina Hudson. Okay. And I'm sure like when she found out her man was actually bisexual, allegedly. Um, Wendy Williams, this is what I don't like about Wendy. Wendy has not, I know people are like, you're all up in her business. She don't need to be telling you everything. Well, yeah, she do need to be telling us everything because she didn't tell us all. She didn't tell us the full story. She made it seem like Kevin Hunter. Shit. Oops, sorry, y'all. My phone is on low battery. I don't want it to cut off. Wendy made it seem like Kevin Hunt was the bad person, which I mean, he cheated on her. I understand you're a bad person when you're not a bad person, but you went against your vows in marriage, so you're deemed as a bad person. But at the same time, she didn't tell us the whole truth about like what went down. She lied about never meeting the mistress. Wendy Williams met that mistress. Okay, Wendy Williams met that mistress in 2004. A magazine came out with photos of Sharina Hudson and Wendy in the same damn club with Kevin Hunter. Okay, but she had the audacity to go on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen and say, "I don't know who this woman is." Bull crap. You knew who Sharina Hudson was, all right? You knew. I'm trying to get this on charger. Sorry, y'all. Um, you knew who Sharina Hudson was. You damn knew, okay? And so what I don't like about her is that she fired her producer, Jason Gable. Jason Gable was that white man who wore the glasses, who was always beside the black dude with the glasses, Norman Baker, right? She fired him because she made that ignorant comment about the NAACP and about HBCUs. Y'all remember that? And then she lost the Chevrolet sponsorship. by the president of the company, who was an African American woman. So her husband, I'm assuming because her husband's the businessman at that time, fired him because when he made that comment, first of all, he's a white man. I'm sure he's not knowledgeable about what NAACP is. He's not knowledgeable about black culture. So why is a white man gonna be knowledgeable about that? Why is it his fault? All he did was um, produce that story and put it on a teleprompter. He didn't tell you to say that we're still calling the C and NAACP colored. That why do we have HBCUs? He didn't tell you to say that. You said that shit. He didn't tell you to say that shit. So that was on you. So the fact that he got fired because of that is a bunch of is a bunch of crap. So that's when Roland Martin went in on your ass and told you that to stick to gossip, and you were forced to come on air and apologize because you lost sponsorships, you were losing fans, and you lost your credibility. Wendy Williams don't have credibility with me. To me, I hate when people talk about gossipers having credibility. Like Wendy doesn't have credibility. To me, in my opinion, she's just a gossip person, and I'm a fan. I like the woman. I like watching her, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna call a spade a spade. I'm not gonna say the truth. She's clearly on something now. She's on some pills. Like I feel bad for her. She's lonely as hell. I think it's very shameful to go on national television and every single day find and flirt with a married man and put it out on national television, like from allegedly DJ Booth, who she axed from the show because they had an alleged, like, I don't know, a sexual affair. Isn't he married? Like, how are you gonna have somebody in your apartment during quarantine doing a show? Like there's got to be some type of sexual relations going on. Like Wendy's not going to befriend a man that's straight. That's just how she is. She's always said that. She's not going to befriend a man that likes women, only women, and not have an affair with them. Come on now. Like that's just like common sense,